In this example, the laws of indices are going to be applied, and we're asked to evaluate the following expressions without using a calculator. So most of these are fairly straightforward. So the first one requires us to use the following law. X to the power of minus n is equal to 1 over x raised to the n. So in this case, 6 to the power of minus 2 can be written as 1 over 6 all raised to the power of 2, which means that this is 1 squared divided by 6 squared, which is 1 times 1 is 1 over 6 squared is 36. So the answer is 1 over 36. Example, case 2 is simply 5 squared, which is 5 times 5, which is 25. So that's very easy. For case 3, you just need to realize that any number, so x raised to the power of 1 over 2 is the square root of x. So this is simply the square root of 4, which is 2. Next case, you just need to realize that any number raised to the power of 1 over 3, so x to the power of 1 over 3 is the cube root of x. So in this case, we're looking for the cube root of 27, which is 3. 3 times 3 is 9, 9 times 3 is 27. Now here I say the square root of 4 is 2. Strictly speaking, the square root of 4 is plus or minus 2, because minus 2 times minus 2 is also 4. 2 times 2 is 4. So the square root of 4 is plus or minus 2. So take note of that. For case 5, we'll still be using the following law. So x to the power of minus n, where n is n is an integer or a fraction. It's the same thing as 1 over x all raised to the n. So in this case, 16 raised to the power of minus 1 over 4, which is what we have here, is going to be equal to 1 over 16 all raised to the power of 1 over 4. So the idea here is you have a number, it's raised to a negative number. So what you do is say, okay, I take the reciprocal of the number. So here we have x, which is the same thing as x over 1. So I'm actually going to rewrite this as x over 1. So what you do is you take the reciprocal. So x over 1 becomes 1 over x. And then you multiply this expression here that the term is raised to by a minus sign or by minus 1. So, or you just change the sign. So minus n becomes n. And that's what I've done here. 16, the same thing as, so I'll do this way. 16 raised to the power of minus 1 over 4 is what we have originally. 16 is the same thing as 16 over 1. So what we have originally is 16 over 1 raised to the power of minus 4. Now, because I have a number raised to a negative power, to simplify it, I will try and get rid of the negative sign, and I do that by taking the reciprocal of this term here, so 1 over 16, and then all I have to do is just drop the minus sign. And this is what we have at this point here. So now I have 1 over 16 raised to the power of 1, all raised to the power of 1 over 4, which is the same thing as 1 raised to the power of 1 over 4 divided by 16 raised to the power of 1 over 4. 1 raised to the any power is 1. 16 raised to the power of 1 over 4 is the fourth root of 16. So what we'll have is 1 over the fourth root of 16, which is 2. And a good way to test this is, to check is as follows. 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16. So the fourth root of 16 is 2. So the answer is 1 over 2. One rule that may not be obvious to some of you is the following. So if I have something like a over b raised to the n, the answer is, it's not really an answer thing. I can rewrite this as a to the n divided by b raised to the n, which is what I used here. 1 over 16 all raised to the power of 1 over 4 is the same thing as 1 raised to the power of 1 over 4 divided by 16 raised to the power of 1 over 4. So just keep that in mind too. And of course, 1 raised to the any power, 1 raised to any power is 1. That's a general rule you need to know. That's how we go from here to here. And then lastly, for part 6, I have a situation where I have some number or fraction, a fraction is obviously a number, raised to a negative power. So the first step you want to take is to have a power that's not negative, a positive power. So you want to get rid of the negative sign. And the way you do that is you take the reciprocal of a term that is raised to the negative power. So 2 over 3. The reciprocal of 2 over 3 is 3 over 2. And then I can simply just drop the minus sign. So now I have 2. Now this is an easy problem because 3 over 2 all raised to the power of 2, same thing as 3 squared divided by 2 squared. And all I've done is use this rule here. 3 squared is what? 9. And 2 squared is 4. So it's this simple.